And we are back with Primetime MMA 35. We've got the main event of Atakan versus Ned. That's the PS belt within Primetime. And joining me in the booth tonight, we have Pudgy and Mr. Showtime Satch. I will be your host, the Doctor, and this is going to be one hell of a card. Pudgy.
My God, Mr. Doc. Appreciate you, always showing me hospitality every time I come through the booth. I'm always honored. Shout out to my man Satch. One time, he's an interesting character as well too. It's always a pleasure to call these fights with him as well too. Satch, my man, how you feeling tonight?
Hey man, we doing great. We just looking to get down to these fights. I see a lot of them that interest me. Of course, Trixie's coming back after that loss. See how he can do. Other than that, we got a lot of great fights coming up.
Let's see. So 1, 2, 3,
I
4,
do
5,
agree.
6.
We do have some fun fights. A couple of changes to the card that should be mentioned. On the other hand, though, we have Ricardo versus not Ricardo versus Caliber. That was the replacement fight, but we now have Caliber versus Sixloff. Sixloff stepping in against the mighty Caliber. Going to be an interesting fight. Another one to also be noted is Kez's got a late replacement of EK Jakey, which is a very interesting fight for Saint Jakey. Is a grappler. Keza we've seen as a striker. He's beaten arguably one of the best at EK members, especially within prime time, of EK Trixie, who's even co-maining against the mighty Killer Jake. Looking through the rest of the card, you've got names such as Mystic Max, a known competitor, been here for a while. Pudgy as well, who's in the com booth looking to make a quick jump out and a puller. Dan Hooker and us all. Got M-Town Holyfield. Any particular names that stand out to you two exactly?
I would say the Trixie versus Killer Jake fight. I know that Trixie, he was a long time reigning primetime champion, and then he stepped out for a while, and then he came back, and he's still been looking good, at least from what I've been seeing. And Killer Jake, man, he's he's a force to be reckoned with. I will say that as well too. So.
Sachimo, what about you? Any particular fight stand up to you, apart from maybe the obvious Pudgy's fight?
Obviously, yeah. Trixie, as we were talking about, I brought him up earlier in the show for a reason, because we all know this man looked unstoppable. He had 20 straight wins in primetime. And I was actually looking to go up against him yesterday in the ESFL. Sadly, the fight folded through. But Killer Jake, I'm just letting him know from his mentality, he's going up against a guy who, he's been leaning off the cliff right now. Trixie's looking to come back though. He's always dangerous, and you just got to be prepared for that. So I'm sure Killer Jake, he's been training hard for this camp, doing all the right things to go to war with one of the best strikers in the game.
Indeed. With that being said, let's get on with our first fight of the night. Mystic Mac versus LW Zombie in the welterweight division. It's going to be an interesting fight to watch, and we seem to have slight technical issues now, but hey ho.
Yeah, it's always exciting to see Mystic Mac fight. He's a great striker. Obviously one of the few Australians in prime time. I'm not familiar with too many others, but always good to watch him fight.
Absolutely.
All
right, so we got Mystic Matt versus Zombie here. I think this is going to be a scrap for the ages, man. I will say though, anytime I've gone against Mystic Mac, he's always put one hell of a striking clinic, I will say. So I'd be careful of this man striking.
Well, as you mentioned with Mystic Mac striking, he's typically known for that very powerful jab strike. You can already see that jab and that strike coming out fruition. He just has a place for it. Lovely slip though, and digs down to body strike afterwards by Edwards.
Yeah, these are the intangibles you have to worry about. So obviously, I'm not sure where LW Zombie is from, but when you look into a matchup, you got to look at beyond just the who's better than who. Sometimes some fighters are better at fighting with worse ping. Obviously, I'm sure Mystic Mac has experience since most of his fighters. He's playing guys from Europe and playing guys from America. Sometimes, that can throw a guy like Zombie off. If he's from America, he's not used to that. So that's something you got to look at into this fight.
That being said, though, Edwards gets it straight down onto the mat. Invincibility left on the clock. Lovely takedown to be shot, and he's got a lot of time to work. Even if he's uncomfortable on the feet, he does manage to get back on the clincher. Lovely break and an uppercut, sadly misses.
Yeah, and you gotta love the matchup he's here. Masvidal versus Leon, the three-piece in the soda. Obviously, this fight signed in real life. They're looking to make a statement early with these fighter picks.
Yeah, that was a fight, waiting to happen right there, boys. I think that for the longest time, Masvidal he really wanted that fight, and now Leon's giving it to him. So there we go, man.
Well, it seems like Max so far throughout this fight. Sorry, apologies to cut you off there, but it seems like Max throughout this fight has managed to set up the jab every time he seems to get anything going. The uppercut seems to be cutting straight through the defensive of Masvidal, and Edwards is just landing the more powerful shots every time.
Yeah, like you said, Mystic Max doing a good job of landing the jab, but what's he throwing after the jab? Obviously, right there, he's got the right hook, but Edwards is doing a much better job of piecing up those combinations, getting that head hurt. Hasn't got a stun yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see one soon, the way he's throwing these combos out.
A jab straight again. We've seen a lot of the jabs. That jab followed by a lead hook. Another takedown attempt and gets it cleaning down. Maybe Edwards can get a bit more action going. Does get the top mount, and this is a risky position to be. Denies the get up. That's massive, especially as you mentioned again. The connection sometimes can be a bit skew-whiffy, but that being said, lovely straight does get the miss, and a minute left on the clock. This is still a good amount of time for Edwards to start working Masvidal on the ground.
Good ground and pound. Elbows from the bottom for Masvidal.
Yeah, and that's normally what you want to do. When, like I said, if you're fighting in someone in the same area as you, that's when those denials come into effect. It's a lot easier to hold side control whenever it's 50 ping versus 150 ping. So what we see normally when guys have high ping, they're not used to it. They're gonna be going for a lot more ground and pound. They're not gonna be looking to deny as much. It's gonna be a lot more free flowing in the grappling realm.
That being said, though, both of them are just managing to keep this on the feet and also saying it fairly competitive on the feet. Three-piece there, nearly narrowly avoids for an uppercut, finishing the first round. That would seem like that goes to Leon.
Yeah, pretty clearly there.
Oh, sorry, Satch, go ahead.
Oh, he was going to say, other than that three-piece in the soda, Masvidal handed out right at the end there. It looked like Leon was in control of the action, got a couple takedowns. Let's see how round two goes. It's very close, though. Still very close.
The uppercut Edwards seems to be the major stay here. It does land a straight piece. Lovely job there by Masvidal. Didn't realise he got the rock up on the pressure. Gets dropped in retaliation. And two knees to the body, just looking to get this finish. An uppercut, and this could be dangerous now for Mac when he on the back foot and hurt. Spinning heel kick narrowly avoids him, though.
Nice slip by Edwards. Oh!
And that's why you don't duck without blocking.
Well, man, he sent my man's. Yeah, he sent my man's to Mr. Beanstown with that one. God.
The mighty Beans. You can see he does duck under, looking to get out of the way, but instead eats an uppercut straight in the jaw. Lovely job by both opponents there. Edwards was succeeding in the first round, but Mystic Mac came back and showcased that he has got the better striking in some cases. Lovely job by both opponents.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Good job by Mystic Mac, man. He found that weakness. He found that loophole, and boom, there he goes. It happens to the best of us, though, man. Zombie definitely did his thing, man. There's no doubt about it. But Mr. Mac just came out on top of that, gave you the bean biscuit.
With that being said, though, we're on to the following matchup between... Brain's just blanked it. Let me look at the card again. Apologies. TFA Straw Hat versus AJS Walker. TFA being a new camp and an offshoot of AJS, if I'm not mistaken. Anyone know any particular other details?
So yeah, I know the clan is ran by Aleppo. I'm pretty sure because he used to be the AJS leader, if I'm not mistaken, but he left. They're running TFA now. It's obvious. I'm not sure. I never heard of TFA Straw Hat. Maybe someone rebranded here when they joined the clan. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'm sure there's going to be a big rivalry here with TFA versus AJS. Obviously, something happened in that camp we don't know about. Maybe a little TJ Dillashaw with American Top Team. Something like that went down.
Yeah, somebody stole somebody else's chicken sandwich out of the fridge. Somebody was like, you know what? I'm gonna take your shit.
Hey man, I don't blame him. You don't touch my Chick-fil-A.
Well,
Yeah,
featherweight's
man,
an
big facts.
interesting weight in terms of fighters bringing it back onto this fight. You've got picks like Volkanovski, Aldo, Max, McGregor, Ortega if you want to get a bit fancy and try to showcase you've got a good sub game. So it's a lot of good picks
Hmm.
across the board.
And these are
Hmm.
two unorthodox picks. I'm not gonna lie, Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie, you don't see him as often, although he's a bit more on meta. But obviously, Korean Zombie did get that buff not too long ago after he lost to Ortega. He got a bit of a buff to his chin, so it's a little bit more playable now. But even then, you still don't see him too often.
No, you don't see him too often. Notable names like Chinsworth is particularly adept at using Chang Sung Jung. In terms of the Aldo pick, maybe not featherweight, you don't see him a lot, but especially at bantamweight where he's got that 94 chin, he's definitely, I would say, a meta pick comparable to the likes of Yan Font and TJ Dillashaw. That being said, though, we've got Dan Murgiata as the ref, both of them looking up to touch gloves, and let's the fight begin.
Ooh,
That's
starting
a
off
wild
strong.
start.
Ooh, Walker's out here. He's,
Oh,
he's not.
Jesus.
Oh,
Chang Sung Jung
It's
not
like-
waiting any time, putting on his pressure massively, gets the slip
Oh!
hook, drops him
Oh.
instantly, and we're already got 2 knockdowns on Aldo.
yeah. That happened
Aldo-
within a minute. Within a minute's time.
Aldo's definitely feeling those Chan Sung Jung power. Oh my God, it's
Oh.
over. The left hook in the straight puts Aldo to night.
Well, that
Oh
happened.
my god.
Well,
Yep.
I think we spent longer watching the lobby screen than we did the fight.
Oh my God, he went to bed right there.
Oh my god, yo, can we see that? Oh, that left hook put him down, and then that
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 straight
right.
followed him straight down, and Aldo had no response to it. Lying on the ground, the poor old man finally out for the count. Seems like.
Listen, Doc, you gotta go. I know we don't do drug testing in this league, but you might have to just send AJS a cup. Send Walker a cup, because goddamn, I had never seen someone. It was like 3 punches, had that man drop twice, and then a 4th one put him to sleep. I've never seen that much power come from the Korean Zombie.
Jeez, man, yo, man, good job to AJS Walker, man. That dude was not
That
playing
was
any game
impressive.
tonight. That
TRT
was
Walker.
Seriously quick. That's either carry of the night, performance of the night. That's a mental one to see. Up next, though, we have got TFA Juggernaut versus Rantamouse. Rantamouse, a staple of IFL, back from the IFL days, looking to come make himself known back within PT. It'll be an interesting fight to see. TFA again, as we saw last time, that was maybe looking to make a comeback after the performance of his campmate with the Aldo pick.
Mm-hmm. See who we got. Let's see. So man, Jugs is going with the creative fighter. You want to see how that goes? Okay.
Well, we're in the lightweight division. A Volkanovski pick's going to be an interesting one. You've got other picks. You've got Poirier, who's probably a bit more adept at this one, even has the reach advantage. You've got Gaethje on the stand on the feet. You've got Benil Dariush if you want to be a bit unorthodox in your picks. You've got Hooker as well with his mighty chin. Eddie, Mist's favourite Khabib, if you want to grapple like Das, RDA, if you want to be an all-round fighter, Ferguson, if you want to be Satchmo, evidently. With that being said, though, it goes Chandler. Chandler's
Yeah,
going to be...
and I was saying, what I want to say, you got TFA Juggernaut. He was AGS, now he's TFA. He just saw his campmate get knocked out. For some people, that's either going to demoralize them or it's going to make them want to get that win even more. These guys are probably in the same party when his friend got knocked out, so we'll see what happens, whether he comes out swinging for the fences or a little bit more careful.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You just got to proceed with caution, man. Anytime you go against somebody that you never really faced off against, you never know how that can really go. So you just got to proceed with caution these days, you know.
And that is definitely the case here. Looking for a touch of gloves, 3-round fight. Dan Murgiata in the corner after just watching the Chainsaw knockout. He's going to be a bit quick on the reaction. Jab straight comes up and go for a takedown attempt.
And we see the Jiu-Jitsu short calf clearly has the height and reach advantage. We know he's got the death kick. It's honestly the best calf you can choose, regardless of whether you want to stand up or you want to take the fight to the mat. He's got everything, so it's going to be a little bit troublesome for a 5'6" Chandler to deal with the height and reach of this calf.
Yeah, he has to be careful though, because even though that the shark doesn't really have like the best.
What in the world did we just witnessed. Uh-oh, this may be
Flying
some
armbar.
massive issue. A
Armbar.
flying armbar, and Random Mouse defense isn't particularly good. Does ditch on the armbar instantly. Hasn't.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's got the ground and pound. He's got the basic. This isn't even the legacy controls. This is the basic controls.
Oh, I just noticed that. Uh-oh.
This might be the first time I've ever seen this in a comp game.
This is going to be an interesting one to witness. Will he be able to gain positions? No, it does go for the ground and pound here.
I mean, in all fairness, it looks like he knows what he's doing a little bit. Like, he passed the guard, he's posturing up, getting denials. This is crazy. Go for an arm triangle.
Go for an arm triangle. Fair enough. It seems like he knows something evidently that we don't here.
Wow.
This is a wild one.
If he's smart in this one, he's going to bail, though, because he's probably going to get stuck in full guard if he gets to the next
I mean, how
transition
easy he
here.
got out of full guard the first time, it can definitely go either way. Boss Ross now on his back foot gets the back take, though, and Random Mouse has got to figure out some way of getting up from this position. Goes for the armbar, though, and Juggernaut's got really low stam. It may be the case he may have some bad sub-D, but you also remember the stam still plays a factor in this matter.
Yeah, and I'm sure Jug's going to be going for these subs all night long. You see how he's not really what you want to do on these submissions. Obviously, you want to make it go sway back and forth. He's just going side to side, hitting the hard. It's going to be really easy. Obviously, he's getting out of these right now because he's a big stamina advantage. But if this fight stays on the ground any longer, I don't think any way that Michael Chandler doesn't get tapped out.
Yeah, I think he's just going to keep kind of poking in until he kind of finds that loophole, man.
Well, I'm currently just trying to work out, is there any way for Chandler to progress from half guard? Because he only has submitting, and he has ground and pound, which means he has an arm triangle, and he has posture up. I don't think there's any way for him actually to get to half guard without using the legacy pro. So it's maybe an interesting one. But that being said, though, 30 seconds left on the clock. We're saying 2 submission attempts by both opponents, both having a bit of difficulty actually submitting someone. An interesting choice on legacy grappling, and it's an interesting fight to say the least, Pudgy.
Absolutely. You don't really see too many who has like the those type of controls on there. But hey, man, if it's working for him, man, I'm not going to talk shit about him. Hey,
It is
more power
working.
to you,
He
brother.
just won the first round, if you ask me. I think he won that round. He was on top the entire time. But Jug, I think if Jug can flip him around, if he can just get on top, he went for that flying armbar, it was a bit crazy. If he can just do, a little judo throw, get that side control going, I'm sure he'll have no problem submitting him from the top.
Yeah. Yeah, Jug has really good. He has really good sub offense, man. Every once in a while, once we would get through ring, we would have those little scraps here and there. But he has really good offense, man. I will give him that.
Some wild head movement from both opponents, looking for the counter. An uppercut narrowly avoids him, moves off the straight, and the uppercut the straight. Overhand in retaliation. Both of them are just winging shots at one another, hoping to work their way through the block. Leg kick there and a straight over the top. Both of them, we've got less than a minute into the second, and after the weird factor of round one sacks, you've got to imagine that both of these are looking to keep it on the feet.
Ooh, yeah, that's the hip toss I was calling for. He got denied there. I will say, other than that legacy control, I've seen some good things from Uber. He's been able to pass the guard, he's been able to get denials on the ground. He's moving his head well. So, it just might be that's like his one tick. Like in 2K, everyone plays their shot meter off. I keep it on. That's just my tick. He might have the same thing going for him in UFC.
Good takedown by Jug.
Since it's a calf, we're not particularly sure if he does actually have a denial in terms of Kimura. I'm not sure what calf type he's using, so may have Kimura, may not. In the half guard does clip him the lead hook afterwards. A couple knees to that body, and Chandler's having a difficult time actually getting him going.
Well, this Muay Thai clutch, just like Silva Franklin right now. It's deadly.
Good side kick.
Yeah, like I said, we do know the jiu-jitsu player has the death kick. It's been the heel kick. I'm sure he's just waiting to set it up because if you have that kick in your back, you gotta use it. It's so overpowered. And
is he a jiu-jitsu calf? I didn't see.
Yeah, this is a jiu-jitsu shark.
Oh, interesting.
He did that flying armbar.
Yes, I remember now. Be nice to see if we actually want to do that flying armbar again. The front kick misses, and Chandler seems to be preoccupied and not sure how to really enter the pocket.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of hooks and uppercuts from him. We need to go back to that jab and that straight. Just get something just to find your range a little bit, especially with a short fighter. You know, if you're so close that you can throw a hook and an uppercut, you're probably going to eat something back, like a knee or elbow to the face.
That straight is going down the pipe. Even if the jab misses, that straight's constantly following through. Does a slip, a hook over, and Chandler narrowly avoiding fucking some lovely head movement there.
Yeah, Chandler's like, nah. He's like, get out.
Big overhand.
The one thing
Chandler's going to war.
Yeah, Chandler has gone to war. Pudgy, the one thing Chandler does have going for him, though, is he's just working down that block enough to actually starting to clip him through it.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. Yeah.
That's one of the weaknesses of the jiu-jitsu calf. I'm pretty sure their accuracy and their blocking is about 3.5 stars. So, yeah, if you get to the later rounds in the fight, you're going to have some big trouble. There was a big pull there. I'm surprised he didn't counter off of that.
Well, he just got overhanded another overhand follow through. Massive change in the tide. Another knockdown. That's a wild game. Narrowly avoids twice on the straight and surprised he didn't get the reversal there.
Yeah. Yeah, good job, the judge, for getting out of the way from that one. Cause
that was a massive change in the fight, though.
Yeah.
Not particularly sure what's going on there. It seems like the stream's gone a bit peculiar of itself.
Got
but
Terminator vision right now.
It looks like someone threw tomato sauce like on the screen or something.
Yeah, but Michael Chandler right now, he's definitively up 2-0. I'm assuming, right? He's up 2-0 right now, so that means that TFA Jugs got to get a finish.
Well, they could have got the first round. Well, evidently, I think he may have took your advice. He was looking for this takedown. Imagine he'll probably go for a top mount, try hold it, maybe the half guard and look for that Kimura type situation. Instead, he gets the deny, gets his back taken nearly. Now in the top mount, raining down his ground and pound, switches over to side control, and again, probably looking for that sub, which he does.
Yeah, this Kimura is decently strong. It's obviously not one of the best subs in the game. He's going to go ahead and transition to the armbar here. Yeah, this could be dangerous for Michael Chandler.
This starts where it gets sketchy. Even the people with good sub defense have massive issues sometimes when it's set up correctly. The submit bar is going in the favor of Holt here, and I think he can get it.
Yeah, it looks like Michael Chandler's arm's going away.
Yeah.
High tap, makes it.
Yeah, that John broke. That John broke. Oh man. Oh, hey, good job to judge, man. Yeah. Hey. Chandler should have just been patient and calm, and he just got to rock the cradles, man.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, yeah, if you put on the legacy controls and he gets a little better sub defense, obviously that fight could have gone Chandler's way. However, Juggernaut took advantage of the fact that his opponent wasn't as great in the grappling realm and went in and got that submission.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that, hey, you gotta go back and revisit those controls there. But hey, other than that, phenomenal striking. You did your thing, man. Just go back to the gym, go to the settings first, and then come back and hey, man, you got it. But hey, we're moving on to the next fight here. We got Brady versus Rebel. Ooh.
Yeah, Brady versus TFA going. You have another TFA. So far, they're 1-for-1. Can Rebel make them 2-for-1 within this current card? And Brady's probably looking for a finish. It's odd to see him go a calf. He's a Rex player mainly, so it's an interesting pick. Especially against someone like Robert Whittaker in the middleweight division.
Right, he's going with the default, like the default calf.
Don't even got a name.
His name is Name.
Oh, God, get this man in my career. Come on, you gotta put some tattoos on your dude. At least give him a last name. Come on.
Well, Name is his last name, so he has got a last name. I think it's his first name may be an issue, though. Touch the gloves to begin with. Switch stance and a leg kick to start things off. A body crane kick. Trading in the pocket and a takedown shot in the favor of Rebel. Does get it, and it's going to be an interesting one to start off with already.
Yeah, well, I will say that's a smart idea. You're going up against a kickboxing calf. Obviously, the wrestling is terrible. Robert Whittaker, I believe he just got a buff, so he's got about 91 top control. As I say that, he gets reversed, but not a bad idea.
Digging those knees to the side of the body.
Elbows on a few times, the knees, making sure Favor looks for the top mount position, gets the deny on the back mount, and now Brady has got a multitude of options to go. He's got an arm bars, he's got... That's a lovely deny there.
Yeah, this can go left real quick.
Well, I'm not sure. The kickboxing calf, I think everyone has an armbar from top mount, but I believe that's going to be his only submission option there. I'm not sure what their submission options are on the ground, but I
Well,
guess we'll
within
find
top
out.
mount you have an armbar, a triangle armbar, and a go-go platter. The issue is the go-go platter is banned, the triangle armbar's doable, the armbar's probably the strongest sub you have there. So, from this position, if you have a gilly to use, it's also a very good shout. If not, you just work the body, you stay patient, and you see if they move. And there he does. Gets his half guard, and now Brady's got 2 minutes 50 on the clock to work. He does have an armor triangle we've just seen there, so that's always nice to see. Lovely deny there on it, going straight into side control again. Looks like Brady's going to be looking for this side control, or maybe top mount, just look to do that and damage little by little. Especially in terms of the body damage as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well,
really good.
Go ahead.
He's doing a really good job of just kind of digging into the body as he goes to the side, attempts to get up, see what he's going to do. Quick knee stab there.
So what I will say here is that, Robert Whitaker, he might have the better stats in the grappling right now. Brady kind of dominated that exchange on the ground, so we're probably going to see Robert Whitaker stay on the feet for these as long as he can.
Yeah, you would expect so, but so far, even on the feet, he seems to have struggling a bit. He did get a couple good shots. Does shoot with another takedown. Interesting that maybe he thinks his top game's better. Gets another there and probably puts Brady in a bit of a notice. But we're back into a sprawl position. It's such a neutral position, I find. You can do more damage on top than you can do on bottom, but you risk the ref just standing you up. Reversal into the backside. 50 seconds left on the clock. Another deny there. And Rebel looking like he may have some good denies to start actually threatening Brady coming into this second round.
Yeah, I think he heard me. He heard me talking about him. He said, "Let me show this man what my top game's all about." And he's doing a good job holding this top position for this round.
Doesn't get any damage there. The full guard attempt here. Make sure he doesn't get any more control time. He needs to. A deny there. Brady needs to be a bit wary. I imagine he may just be pre-denying here, so maybe the biggest issue. Lovely defense, but as I say, that he just sways into a couple of hooks. Haji, you've got to imagine that he's got to change up. Well, either one of them's got to kind of figure out what they're doing coming into this next round.
Yeah, I think Brady's doing a good job, man. I think that he's doing a really good job of just kind of like taking it to Rebel's world, you know. And I think that he can just kind of take it from any avenue. That's one thing that I will honestly say about Brady. I faced off with Rebel in the past as well too. He's a phenomenal fighter. Just got to watch out for his striking as well too, man. So I think he's really just getting a feel for each other as he goes to take him down. That's really all it's about. Satch, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, see, right now these guys are pretty evenly matched on the feet and on the ground. Like I said, I thought that Brady had a ground advantage, but now we see Havoc, or I'm sorry, what's this guy's name?
Rebel.
Rebel. We're seeing Rebel, do some work from the top. However, I'd like to see him get back up to the feet. Maybe we can get a little more exchanges there.
Lovely job there by Brady, getting the reversal. Maybe does get to deny the get up. Evidently not looking to get a get up himself. Gets the back take. This can be massive. If he gets to the back flat, you've got the ground and pound from that position, as well as the rear naked choke, which is legal. And gets reversal into top mount. Lovely job there. Goes to the armbar now, and this could be massive. He did have Juggernaut. His own campmate did get an armbar off in the previous match before this, and so you got to imagine he knows that armbar's there, and he knows it's a definite risk. Lovely ground and pound though, getting the Rocky. Does get the stun, but the stand low as well.
Man, we see how quickly that thing was flashing. I was like, oh man, his life is really flashing before his eyes.
Yeah, but the good thing about Whitaker, I believe he has about 94 recovery, so he should be able to come back from that quick stun pretty quickly here.
It feels like nobody has a clear advantage here. I'm not sure about anybody else, but it seems like every time someone has some success on the feet, the other person has some success on the feet, and then every time someone has success on the ground, the other person as well, as we can see.
Oh, he's down. Brady here looking for a finish. Got a slick uppercut there. Has him against the wall. He's not going to get it here, but he's going to beat his face in a little bit as he tries to get up. Taking the back now. Going for the back trip. Obviously, we know the RNC is banned from this position, so most likely be looking to engage in mount.
And Serzo gets the backside take after Whitaker transition to it. Gearing to get up now. Brady probably looking to maybe get a takedown. Instead goes for a knee. Does get blocked, and a minute left on the clock. Both of this is a back and forth fight.
We're
Double
seeing.
jab straight.
Looks like so far Brady's taken the round. A slick head kick. It was blocked by Whitaker there. You know, that straight head kick just comes at you so fast. But Whitaker's piecing him up right now. Hit him a 5-piece with the crane kick. Going to mount, looking for the finish. Brady, no, he's going to posture back down.
Probably wants to wait it out. He's got 30 seconds left. He knows he just needs to get patient. Maybe if he can get a read on this armbar, maybe it'll be an option next time.
Yeah, and I don't know. For me personally, if I got a man hurt, there's 30 seconds left. I'm going for that finish.
I don't quite.
Yeah.
I think it's just up defense. It's fair enough. Wasting out the time, just staying patient, didn't want to give up position. But maybe he could have tried to see how he does it. Maybe he would have gotten a read on it, but instead goes for a bit of a mentalness. 12 single-minute strikes to 4 with 2 knockdowns in Brady's favour. Definitely secures him round. First round though can be given to Rebel, so it's actually got to remember that you're now in this last and final round. Both of them are probably either looking for a finish or to make sure they secured the victory.
Yeah, I see
no
it.
glove touch. Oh man, no glove touch. They just get right to it.
I saw the fight 2-0. I think Brady's up 2-0. I can totally see a 1-1 right now. But if I'm Rebel, you know, I'm not taking a risk hoping I got one around or I got outstruck about 25-50. So I'd be looking for a finish.
Shoots a takedown, gets back on his feet. It's an interesting one. Starts trading in the pocket. Both of them low stand. That jab straight being a massive issue. I think this is the second card we've seen tonight in which the straight is played a major role in how someone strikes.
Yeah, and I think Whitaker has an advantage inside the pocket. It's just that this kicking range, Brady's been able to get a bunch of good head kicks off, and that's where most of the drops have been.
Well, again, that crane kick has been the major one. Does get the stun, digs down to the body afterwards. Doesn't look that much for the finish. Just straight coming in, looking for the counter, doesn't get it. And 3 minutes 30 left on the clock. A head kick fires off, and both of them trading mentally, just trying to look for one clean shot to get the drop on each other.
Yeah, these guys just hitting the blocks back and forth right now. One of them's trying to, you see, Brady has a low block there. You see, Whitaker's able to break through that block almost every time he gets in the pocket. It's just he hasn't been able to do enough to get the drop. Ooh, good jab hook.
That uppercut.
Oh! That leg kick just too close range. Got the clip by the overhand. If we can get the pullback just slightly, even slipping on that straight will be a major factor in this. Nearly whiffs on the head kick. Nearly gets clipped by it again. Brady put on this pressure. The knee doesn't hit. Throws high as a head kick though, and massive.
Ooh, good head movement there from Whitaker. It's just he's really gassed right now. That's where he's having problems. You know, being able to finish these hooks, and the head kick knockout from Brady came out of nowhere.
Lovely clean head kick. That head kick is like looked really clean in terms of animation.
Oh man,
that was a beauty.
Yeah, that definitely was, man. That's a potential KO of the KOT of the night there, possibly.
Yeah, he definitely has to contend with that 1 minute knockout we saw earlier from Walker.
It was less than a minute. I think it was like 52 seconds or so. We've seen a lot of them recently. We've had Magical Cloud, Reaper on the PS side, and now on the Xbox side you have AGS Walker looking to make himself known.
Yeah, that was a mauling.
With that fight done, however, taking us on to the end of the prelims, is now starting on the main card. We have M-Town's Finest versus Holyfield. Holyfield, previously known as LFC Diablo or Dibs. He's been around since UFC 3 community. M-Town, on the other hand, a KM member, got some brilliant striking, knows how to strike, got brilliant shoulder roll as well. Pudgy Satch, any particular things you know about either of these fighters apart from that?
I know about M-Town's Finest. He's a very good striker, man. I faced off with him plenty of times in rank, seen him fight on some of these leagues and stuff like that, man. He's a force of nature, man. I'll give him that. I don't really know too much about Holyfield though. Maybe you guys might have a better insight on that, but I don't.
Yeah, I'll say I was also with M-Town. Honestly, this fight kind of reminds me of Rosenstruck versus JDS. We're seeing the veteran go up against the new kid on the block. Maybe the result will be the same. You know, M-Town, obviously, he's a lot newer to the community, but man, that man is a killer. His stand-up, the pressure he puts on, and even his grappling isn't that bad neither. We see him going Charles Oliveira, so he must be pretty confident in that grappling as well against the RDA pick here from Holyfield.
Yeah, well, the RDO pick would definitely suggest words. Come on, help here. Grappling and striking pick, looking for leg kicks. The Oliveira is an interesting pick. He's got a very long striking game and a very effective grappling and submission game. Also, so does RDA, to be fair. So it's going to be an interesting fight all around from both opponents. Dan Merculiata as the ref for the third or fourth time now. Both of them looking to start up, open taunting, and with that being said, we are into the first round of the fight.
Nice touch of gloves here to start us off. M-Town already checking that leg kick. Obviously, he's aware of RDA's prowess. I believe he has that 4-star leg kick. This thing's coming hard and deadly. Spinning kick to the body right there, start us off.
Lovely job there by M-Town. Started out really long, used the jab, and then he's just got the takedown there. Denial there by RDA. Does look for the fake of the GA quite high, and M-Town's got to be a bit wary that he doesn't get reversed from this position now.
Yeah, I was saying, just saw Holyfield a ton of GA right there, decided not to use it. I would have recommended, at least trying to sweep out, seeing if you can get something. If you got that high of GA, might as well throw it out there.
Digging into the body. Goes the half guard.
Carlos Oliveira picking his shots nicely there. Those 2 left hooks, they had the flush on the chin.
Give me 1 second, guys.
I think he's just letting Holyfield gas out right there. Obviously, if you get just the slightest stamina advantage, you can pass right into side control. He's being very careful. He wants to maintain this top control. So he's being careful with those
on the back, man. Lovely job though by M-Town just holding this position. His main is looking with this grapple advantage, and so far with like 2 minutes left on the clock, it's done pretty well. Although that being said though, Holyfield gets another beautiful deny, making sure that he can't get his back taken. Does, and this time round though, and could probably look for the top mount unless he goes to the armbar. Does so. Lovely job there.
So you see a lot of comp people. It kind of is a divide in the community, honestly. A lot of people, some people choose to go to that backside because you can get the armbar and the top mount. But both of those movements are the same direction, so it's super easy to deny. Me personally, I try to avoid the position. It's not, if you go against a top level player, they're gonna be easily able to deny it. But you see right there, he uses it effectively, gets the mount. Now he's going for the submission, the triangle armbar.
Triangle armbar is a fairly decent one. Can get you reversed though into the full guard if you wait too long for it to set up. Dishes on it, no, fairly. Probably just getting a read on the submission defense of Holyfield here, and now he's just gently hitting him, build up that shape, probably looking for him to move. Guards get the denial there, as you saw with M-Town getting the fully GA, and now looks at this mount damage. Instantly up on the seat though.
Yeah, so that's really frustrating for M-Town. He did all that good work getting out of the GA, and yet his opponent get up on the first missed strike.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, that head kick, man, that really shook up his shit, I will say.
Looking to finish this round, popping off the double jab. Oliveira, when you're playing this outside game, Oliveira's definitely going to be winning over RDA. He's the longer, he's got better kicks. So if you're RDA, you got to pressure, get into that pocket a little bit if you want success in the striking realm.
But I would say the Oliveira did a good job of maintaining the top control, I will say.
Yeah, he was on him like a rabbit on a pogo stick right there. He wasn't letting him go.
The rabbits stick quite well to pogo sticks.
They jump a lot, so probably.
Yeah, fair enough. That being said, though, on that weird side note, as we can see, M-Town just has that reach launch, as you mentioned. Oliveira's quite long, and so if RJ wants to stick his back against cage or pressure and doesn't do it very well, he's going to have a lot of difficulty just trying to get on the inside of the pocket against someone like Oliveira. Who's just
we got to try something.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, because you're playing this outside game. I think RDA I'm not sure. I think his kick speed's like around 3.5 stars. As I say, he pops one to the head. He's got those good leg kicks, but outside of that, it's going to be hard to win a kicking battle when, he's got these spinning heel kicks right there, the death kick. He's got a traditional spinning head kick. He's got everything, really. The crane kick. It's going to be hard to combat that.
Yeah, no, gets the body lock takedown, lands it cleanly. That being said, he's now going to probably look for a mount by the looks of it. Instead, goes for side control, gets the knife. Both of them fairly competitive on the GA. Great places more on him. 3 minutes what we left on the clock. This is a lot of time to work with Pudgy.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of ripping to the body, getting those getting those little bunny shots off. They add up over time.
Well, I mean, when you're just controlling your opponent this well, like RDA, he's doing all the right things. He's building his GA, he's using his feints, but Oliveira is just, yeah, like I said, he's just putting those elbows down to his ribs. He's not letting his opponent move. And when you do that, when you're just kind of playing the denial game, it can be extremely frustrating for the person on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of stamina loss. That's a crucial deny there, which you got with the Kimura. That being said, though, RDA, as you mentioned, is just having a difficulty actually getting any work done when he's just been held on the ground.
Yeah, Motown's just putting on a clinic right now. Oh my God, the right hooks to the face for days. Just ripping those shots to the body too. Now he's able to posture in the mount. Ortiz gonna try and kick out right away, and he gets right back in the half guard.
Instead, though, goes to that side control, slipping through the guard, and now starting to rain down elbows. He's got a couple options here. Gets a deny on the sprawl. He could go for a side saddle or a Kimura if he wants to instead. Decides to rain down some more elbows. Fakes the sprawl, and again, RDA just having some real difficulty getting anywhere.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you could see he was definitely pushing for that sprawl. He did not want to be back in the half guard, Oliveira. Now, finally back to the feet. RDA might be able to get something going here.
I would say I wish that we were able to see Holyfield's stats, but at least from what it looks like from M-Town stats, man, it's looking pretty good.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't look like he's been touched this fight.
The leg kick, though, it seems like Dibs has got some really effective rear leg kick. The issue is that any other shots following past or before, they just can't seem to land very correctly. That jab again, the slip straight does land, and that's jab.
These leg kicks are just going to be a little too little too late. You know, it's about to go into the third round. His leg right now is fully healthy. Even if he just lands 100 leg kicks this next round, he's really going to do anything. You know, you got to start going for the knockout. You're down 2-0. I mean, maybe even a submission. It gets a good head kick there at the end. But, yeah, you really can't be targeting the legs this late in the fight.
Yeah, it may just be a little bit too late. As he goes into this last round, he's got to be thinking about, he's going to be looking for that finish. He's probably down 2 rounds, and M-Town's just had a lot of success on the ground. If he can get him back down on the ground, it's going to be really difficult for RDA to come back and look to finish this fight, because every time it's been grappling for the first 3-4 minutes, and then once he gets onto the feet in the last minute or so, he's had some success, but still M-Town's just managed just to poke at him just enough to keep him aggravated, but not able to finish.
Last and final round, glove touch.
I'm sure we're going to see Holyfield coming a lot more aggressively. He's probably pissed off. He's been held down for 2 rounds. Wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing some hooks and some overhands flying out from him.
Yeah, already the call for the overhands, and he definitely heard you there, Satchel. Lead leg kick missing, the fake on the head kick, looking for that double jab, and again, the Motown just leading with their lead hand, just looking for it to get to land. Holyfield on the other hand being on the back foot, just trying to figure out a way to start making the fight go in his favour.
And this is the first time I think we've seen him on top the entire fight, so maybe I'm sure he's looking for the submission. That's all you can be thinking about at this point in the fight. When you're down 2 rounds down, you're not going to be able to knock him out off ground and pound, so maybe we'll go for this mount.
You have seen some deadly ground pound. Top mount's a very dangerous position. You get a couple good gut run rounds with top mount, you can definitely finish an opponent from here. Guesses the denial there, lovely job, very high technique, and that being said, goes to stack guard, doesn't get it. A bit of GA building there by M-Town, switches over into half guard, and this isn't where you want to be to Holyfield.
This is the last place you want to be, is in side control, even in sprawl. You're getting, he can just lay here for at least a minute before the ref stands him up. That's what I would do, just blast these body shots away and try and ride the rest of this round out.
GA definitely building. The ref probably going to look to stand up pretty soon, and there we are. He was just about transition as the ref did it, to be fair.
Yeah, that's a bad stoppage there by Mergliati.
Yeah, he was tired of that shit. He was like, nah, I'm going to have to stand you guys up.
All right. Flying knee dodge.
Leg kick misses. Death kick misses though, and body kick narrowly doesn't do any damage. The front kick nearly coming into play. The jab already trying to get re-established, and another takedown shot straight against Cage. Now RDA's got to think about getting back up and looking for the kill.
Or look for the submission. Like I said, that's why if I'm in his brain right now, I'm like, shit. I don't think there's a logistical way you're gonna get a knockout when Oliveira's in full health. So I'm looking for a sub. Like there, he's going for the Kimura. You know, this is a pretty good submission. I'm not gonna say it's the best, but if you have good tracking, anything is possible.
When you have good tracking, even the best probably wouldn't be able to get this Kimura. The subs in this game are kind of an interesting sod, so that's why I'm pushing more for a KO. With that being said, though, 50 seconds left on this clock, and I don't know what else RDA can do here, Pudgy.
Unless, I don't know, if he can try to get this back up on the feet within the next 30 seconds and does some crazy kick shit. I'm not sure, Doc, but I don't know, man. I think this is going to go to M-Town, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is the definition of wet blanket gameplay. He was just on top of the entire fight. I mean, honestly, we didn't really see too much in the way of damage or deep submissions from Motown, but he was just, you know, had the control time. I'm sure if we go look at the stats, it'd be like 12 minutes of control time. I mean, he was just laying on top of him the entire fight. That's one way to get a victory.
I mean, it's a viable game effort, especially with Oliveira, who's got that weird striking type, and you're finding RDA, it's a fair way to play. With that being said, on the other hand, I think we can agree that hopefully the judges score it to Oliveira, but you're never particularly sure with the judges, especially when you take it to a decision.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked.
You'll never see a draw in this game. But the way how RDA is looking right about now, I'm looking kind of disappointed there.
All three judges scored this contest 30-27, declaring the winner by unanimous decision.
A lot of tension for this decision right here. Dude, Bronx gets it done by decision. I'm sure that was a 30-27.
Yeah,
we didn't get it here,
indeed 30-27 in the favour of M-Town's finest. Another win in the category for the KM camp.
Oh, hey, man. Hey, good job to M-Town for securing that win, man. Good job. But yeah, it seems like I'm going to have to depart for a quick second. I will see you guys in a little bit. And hopefully I don't get my fucking teeth kicked in. I'll see you guys later.
Always good to have a comms member deciding to pull a Dan Hooker. He'll be in the light or heavyweight division against K5 Fired. It's going to be an interesting one to witness indeed.
I just can't wait till the day till we have two commentary members about the fight. That's just gonna be hilarious. Like if it was me versus Pudgy right now. We sit there in the comms booth talking trash the whole time.
Oh, it's a fun
Come
one.
back, one of us got a bloody nose.
It seems
to
like it's
Glover
gonna
to Shara.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems like it's going to be Glover to Sarah versus Izzy the Adesanya. It's an interesting choice. Izzy and is susceptible to getting grapple fucked, whilst on the other hand Glover's got some killer hands, some good subs, a couple of good leg shots if he really needs them, but that isn't his game. It's about the boxing and about the grappling and the
I mean, I think Adesanya is going to have the stylistic advantage here. Obviously he's got the fantastic kicks, he's got the long reach. Teixeira though, obviously he's going to have to get on the inside. I think he has a little bit of grappling to him, but I doubt that's what we'll be seeing here. Izzy in the white trunks, Teixeira in the white trunks.
Misses the front kick instantly. The question mark kick again. Pudgy staying fairly patient, just playing on this outside of the reach and then coming back in, poking him with that jab. That leg kick now coming to fruition, and both of them are staying fairly steady in their approach.
Yeah, he's definitely kicking the shit out of those legs right now. This is a 3-round fight. I think Adesanya's got 99 switch stance, so we'll see if it pays dividends at some point in this fight. But, oh, big overhand from Teixeira. Backs Adesanya up.
Well, what I'm liking from Pudgy so far is actually resetting. Like, that's massive. If he landed a lean hook there, he would have done it. He just, every time he's firing Adesanya, he's coming into the pocket, firing a couple of shots, even if they're big, and then backing straight out of it. He's just going to whittle them down very slowly. That leg kick coming to fruition again, and that straight, a leg kick in retaliation. 3 minutes left on the clock, and so far this has been Glover's fight.
Yeah, it just looks like he's a step ahead of him. He's going high. Oh, big flying knee. Doesn't get the stun, but I'm sure that one hurt him a little bit. But as I was saying, yeah, it just looks like Teixeira. He's going high, Adesany's blocking low. He's going low, Adesany's blocking high. We got a little bit of showmanship. These guys are ready to fight.
Body kick
Big
lands.
body kick.
Indeed. Another leg kick. Finally cracked the leg. Uppercuts doing, forcing Izzy to switch. And now Pudgy can start really letting loose. A flying knee again, though. And straight down the pipe. And that block is severely damaged. Uppercut making its way through. You've got to imagine that Pudgy's chin is perfectly capable. Although he does get uppercutted there.
You gotta watch the head kicks. Oh, he did a side kick. Just narrowly missed the target there. A lot of question mark kicks from Adesanya. None of them been landed yet, but interesting. He's throwing those out. He's probably about the fourth one he's thrown out this fight.
I'd like to see Pudgy go back to the leg kicks as well. We had success with the other one. If you can just get that left leg destroyed, you can just start working it and make your opponent look for that body block instead of the head. Overhand though, clips him though.
Big overhand though. And his knees to the body, he's gonna get the cheeky uppercut, and it lands. Now he's got Teixeira against the fence. Adesanya putting on a little bit of a clinic here in the later part of this round. Big body knees coming through. That's about 4 in a row before Pudgy was able to create some space.
If Pudgy can just counter with something other than that jab to begin with, maybe he'll have a bit more success. Like if you just counter with that rear hook or a lead hook to begin with and not do the jab, you're going to have a bit more power to your shots. As you can see, that uppercut is exactly what he wanted. Does throw a lead leg kick, probably not what he wanted there. That lead kick, hook narrowly missing, and Izzy's head health is definitely low coming out of this first round.
Yeah, you see Izzy shooting there. He's feeling a little bit uncomfortable here in the feet in the later part of this round. Spinning elbow, not going to land. Big overhead, and that's going to put it into this round. That's a hard one to score. I don't know how you're putting it.
Yeah, both of them, it's very much a back and forth fight. It seemed like Pudgy did get the better, although he did get knocked down by that massive overhand. Both of them staying fairly competitive and respecting each other coming into this second round.
Yeah, I think for this next round, if I'm Pudgy, I'm definitely going back to those leg kicks. He had a ton of his success, and those leg kicks open up their striking. If you start kicking your opponent in the leg, he really can't move his head as well because you can't block your legs and move your head at the same time. So
you can actually.
It just gets I'm sorry to be corrected, but I know you could block the body, but I didn't know you could check leg kicks.
I assume that also means you could check leg kicks, but I'm not particularly sure. I could be wrong on that fact. You never know. Lovely job here though by both opponents, starting out the clinch. Now we're seeing an overhand nearly clotheslining Izzy into the mat, and both of them on this middle distance, looking on a way to engage.
With those leg kicks, now they're coming back to the right leg. The right leg's starting to get hurt. Teixeira's just putting everything together right now with these combos.
Well, Teixeira's also got the power advantage against an Izzy. If he wants to trade and if he wants to stand in that pocket, he's going to have a lot more success. Lovely clinch there, though. Just ties whips him and then just has a lean to clean up a body kick. Finally lands after getting countered. A question mark kick in retaliation. Probably should switch back to stances. That leg kick is low and he notices it instantly. Overhand misses and Dreams left on the clock. Both of them are just looking to brawl here, it seems like.
And you notice Fire keeps, like I said, he keeps throwing out that question mark kick. The only way that question mark kick works is if you set it up with the body kick. He hasn't thrown many body kicks at all in this fight, so that's why it's getting blocked every single time. Teixeira's not dropping that guard, and he's, able to get those hands up.
Again, it would be lovely if he threw a hook after the sidestep. Those do a lot of damage. The jab doesn't, and that's one of the major issues you're having here. There you go. That's exactly what you wanted when you Pudgy. Dig back down to that body. Don't worry about the head, but instead he just is head hunting here. He knows he's hurt, the body's hurt, and he just needs to find that one shot.
The check hook from Izzy does some damage there, but yeah, Teixeira, when you got the body that low, Adesanya was lucky. There's another check right hook. 2 uppercuts, puts him on the mat. Teixeira now looking for the finish, going for a lot of head hunting now this part of the round. Another
3 hooks in a row, and oh, this is painful to watch for Izzy. Izzy so close to getting finished in top mount and rain down shots. Gets out of it though. That's impressive.
Wow. That just saved his life right there. Just gave him a second chance to breathe. Adesanya now pressuring with this weak chin. I'm not sure if that's the right decision.
He's got no block either, and that's the massive issue here. He has a weak chin, low block. The double hooks are just coming in. Shoots on a takedown.
It's not gonna
Glover
happen.
gasses out, but
Oh, big body kick. He's got him against the cage now. 50 seconds. Can Teixeira get the job finished? The right hook sends him flying. Herb Dean steps in. That's the fight.
that was a wild fight. Glover bleeding across his nose. Izzy unconscious with sign of respect from both opponents. And that being said, that was one hell of a fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll get Pudgy's thoughts on it after this one. I mean, because it really looked like Izzy had a striking advantage to start the fight out, but that second round, man, that came along. He was going body head, kicking the legs, and that right hook that got the job done. Pudgy, how'd you do it?
I'm doing all right, man. I just came back from almost getting my my shit kicked in, basically. Luckily, I only walked away with a couple of scratches here and there, but I think I'll survive, man. Shout out to K Fired, man. That guy can he can box, man. He can do his thing. I was kind of getting scared because he started shooting takedowns. I was like, right. But hey, man, I'm glad that we were able to put on that event for you guys. So yeah, we're just gonna move on to the next fight here. We got Caliber against I can't even see it. Oh, Mr. Sixlaw. Yeah, that's the replacement. Yes.
Dude looks
Going
like
Sandhagen. That's an interesting pick.
I mean, Caliber, I think, to quote himself, is the Kevin Holland of replacement sometimes. It's kind of a weird one. And so if he ever fights a replacement, just don't expect a meta pick, I find. He will go between Sandhagen or some crazy other fighter, maybe Michael Johnson, I think he's appeared as once. That being said, both of them are looking to ready up in the bantamweight division. Maybe a Jose Aldo pick, which we've seen earlier and ended up in round one with a knockout on Chan Sung Jung. And straight into it we go.
I'll say we can't get a fight with good ping, man. That's another fight, 160 ping. I'm sure that's gonna. I don't know. It gets a little demoralizing, you know. If I'm sitting here fighting someone and I'm lagging, I get hit, I start blaming it.
You, in terms of comparing this, it's normally between. You think about it, normally between 70 to 120, 150. As long as it's stable, you got quite good internet, and so it's just what you get when you fight an EU versus an US opponent.
So mine normally stays around 50, so to me that's like a game changer. But
yeah, anything less than 40 is a godsend.
Oh, coming out hot in the pocket. Obviously, he's gonna be using to chop those legs, but it's gonna be a little hard with Sandhagen's got this long reach, about 70 inches, I believe.
I believe so. Yes.
Caliber already trying to return with a heel kick. After getting heel kicked himself, he seems to have a tendency of having that done by Aldo. Currently just looking to set up any type of stuff. Doesn't get the fake takedown, doesn't land it though, and playing kind of an outside game.
Good job to Aldo getting out of the. Ooh, I like that little circle that he did there.
Yeah, he's out here dancing.
I think Caliber's looking to land some body shots in here, hoping he major lunges into them. Switches into southpaw, noticing that he probably major lunges out of it, and body kick in retaliation, digs down and lands one clean hook.
Yeah, that's the thing. We see guys lunging this often. You just honestly got to keep throwing out those body kicks, and at some point he's going to run into it, and he's going to be, you know, grasping it like Derek Lewis. So that's normally your best strategy. Now Caliber's backing up. He said, "I'm tired of this shit. Come fight me. Come meet me here." You don't want to put on that pressure with a dancing Aldo.
That is a fair call though by Caliber, just playing on the outside, letting him come to him. If he wants to major lunge, constantly and play this counter fire, he's got a fair game just walking backwards. Although it is, at least to some extent, dull to watch. But when you're fighting this type of player, that is a fair enough call to make.
Yeah, you can see Aldo's not too interested in pressure neither. The few times he tried to get into the pocket, he missed pretty badly with some head kicks. So maybe we'll see a little more technical approach in with the jab, followed by a right hand.
Yeah, I don't think Caliber is going to kind of play into that hand.
Yeah, that is a fair game by Caliber in general. It may be a boring fight to watch, but it's definitely some case, if you saw with M-Town earlier, is that just play to the advantages. And if he wants to be, and he wants to be the counter aggressor, major lunging, looking for the big counter, then he's got to expect he's going to have at least some person play the opposite and play his position.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing so far, it looks like that's a strong, like, he's definitely a counter-striker. That advancing gameplay is not for him, so you can see he's trying to figure it out right now. We got Santagan over here dancing, playing choppy feet. Oh, big left
just got
hand
to be
there
wary
from
that he
Aldo.
doesn't get clipped by anything big, that he makes sure to secure the round, otherwise he's going to have a bit of an issue. That being said, though, does land another body kick, does get blocked, though, and a bit of a pressure game there. Head kick fires in retaliation, and uppercut back, and 30 seconds left on the clock. This has been an interesting round, to say the least.
Yeah, but I would definitely give this first round to Caliber. I think he's been landing the harder shots. We haven't really seen too much in the way of Aldo putting the combos together. These body kicks are really starting to hurt Aldo's body.
Absolutely.
He's just got to be wary not to try and hit wild, because that is the shot Slicksoft is looking for. He's looking for a big counter shot to then start coming onto that.
Yeah, we see Caliber in the corner. He said he's sorry for putting on a boring show so far. Just saw that in the comment section of the Twitch stream. He said, I guess he's going to come out a little more aggressive. He said the guy won't move forward. Just get a little bit of fighter interview. He's trying to be Holland.
Sounds like Caliber. Here we are. We see the body kick landing again cleanly. I think that's probably going to be the mainstay of the fight, especially with the major lunges. Even when Caliber pushes forward, he's just going to dig to that body and just hope that Aldo just gives up. He's stuck his back in the cage. Aldo's got free reign to put on his pressure, and Aldo doesn't know what to do. This is an interesting to watch.
Well, it's a little bit hard to say your opponent won't pressure whenever your back is literally leaning against the cage, but he's playing it to his cards. He's trying to just mess the mentality up the Sloth. Sometimes you don't know what to do. This guy's like Anderson Silva, backing up to the cage trying to move his head, but Six Sloth is just a little gun shy right now.
Yeah, hopefully this doesn't come back.
What has Caliber done to scare him? That's my question. Only everything so far has just been the body shots and a head kick there to retaliate. What has Caliber done in the past to scare them? Overhand, lovely job there. Starts drawing this pressure, 1-2 straight, misses to clinch, gets dug to the body and then clinch, misses, screaming. Caliber starting now to walk down his opponent, maybe hoping to start getting a bit of activity done. Gets the takedown, rolls out of it, and an interesting little glitch there.
Hate that glitch.
I don't know. Are y'all familiar with Six Sloth? See, he fought in the league before. Big
Wow!
Puts up the night.
Caliber looking at the finishing shots, clearly annoyed from that performance, and a lovely job there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, maybe, he's a little scary. Caliber's a top contender in the league. And when you're coming in filling in late replacement, he wasn't really sure how to attack it. But, Caliber with those big body shots able to finish the fight off.
Yeah. Yeah, he killed him with that right one right there. Bow.
Well, it was set up with those body kicks. He was just peppering the damage. Every time he pressured, he was finishing a combination with that body kick. And at some point, it gets to be too much. And that was the fight.
Yeah, big facts on that. Whew. Man, that was some shit, man. Hey, good job to Caliber, man. Good job to you, bro. Hey, Sloth, you gotta go back to the gym, bro. It is what it is, but hey, man, we're gonna move on to this next fight.
Now we are on to the co-main event of this evening. We've got a late replacement of EKJT fighting the Mikey FSK Keza, coming off the win to Trixie and a few others, Trixie being the most notable from the GP, and now it's going to be an interesting fight to witness.
Yeah, EK Jake, he's been trying to change his game up a little bit. I do know firsthand, he wasn't, obviously, back in the day, he was known as a wrestler. He's trying to, he's been training under EK Spider, been trying to get a little bit of striking in this game. We'll see how that matches up against FSK Keza, who was able to figure out the Trixie puzzle. He got to win Grand Prix, so we'll see how this fight goes.
Taking a look at the record here, so we got 8 wins that goes to the Jakey, and opposed to Keza, he has 1 up against him. So we don't know if these might have been bars or anything like that, but you never know, man.
Yeah, you do never know. That is one of the mainstays of when you look at someone's record. Don't know whether they're spars, just someone. There's been a couple of rage quits, maybe just general quits, testing out the ping in the lobby. So with that being said, though, here we are in the bantamweight division, a Yan mirror match, probably the first of this evening. I think about it, and this is gonna be a one hell of a fight with EK Jakey versus FSK Keza. Mercury Archer again as the ref. He's been busy tonight.
Yeah, I think Herb Dean's only stepped in for one assignment. He's been taking a break in the bathroom. Jakey peppering up early with that 1-2 hook.
Dude, both of them playing very aggressive here, just looking to shoot each other in the face. Constant jabs, constant straights, those hooks, even in the pocket. And Jakey's just looking to put on an absolute show class here.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. Ever since he got this new striking pattern, what he'll do is he'll pressure, and then he'll stand forward in the 1-2 hook, and then he does that slip straight. And it's kind of hard to deal with if you haven't seen it before. Because, you know, when you stand still, those shots come out so quick.
Well, that's the thing with the striking, is that you always want to plant. Keza gets the first knockdown of this evening. Looks at the pullback, doesn't get it, though, and 3 minutes 30 left on the clock. This is always the interesting part, because it's always where shit starts changing up.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but Keza dropped him with that combination Jakey's been throwing out the whole fight. He did that 1-2 hook standing. That's what got the drop. Maybe it was a little bit of, you know, retaliation for the punishment he was taking earlier in the fight.
Yeah, Keza's not phased at all. Like,
oh! Keza is not phased. He is happy to stand there. He's happy to find every shot or combination he needs to. Dang, Moriarty just wobbling around in the background, and Jakey's face already bloody? Bloody. Yeah, sure.
Where's it hard? Where's it hard, Doc? Hard.
Both of these guys are throwing these pull elbows out, and they're just out of range.
Yeah, that Ducky's head kick, though, man. That shit was crazy.
That shit was crazy indeed. 1-2 head kick misses. Narrowly avoids the counter hook. Jakey looking to pull back. Doesn't pull anything back. Front kick to the face as he engages. And Keza so far has looked like the better fighter throughout this entire course.
Yeah, well, like I said, both these guys are going for pull elbows, but the reason they're not working is because all of these strikes are stationary. They're standing still, planting their feet, and then throwing bombs. That pull elbow only works when your opponent is literally walking forward as they're striking. So they might need to switch that up, go for a pull uppercut. Ooh, Jakey gets him hurt now.
FSK still fairly competent here. Keza got stunned, but as you can see, he wasn't exactly worried. Both their head health is extreme now. The body work on either opponent doesn't really matter. The elbow clips him, though, in retaliation, and they both allow each other back on the feet. Bout of respect. And now we're back to the trade and the stun here. Up. Don't know what the hell that was for 2 seconds. Another stun.
I mean, these guys are like Rock'em Sock'em here. There's no body shots, no leg kicks. It's just straight in the pocket, throwing bombs at each other, back and forth action.
Well, I believe Keza is also a grappler as well, so this is kind of what you expect. Both grapplers to headhunt. Straight clips him when he goes for a front kick, and now Keza putting on his pressure again. The front kick narrowly avoids Jakey's face and putting him into unconsciousness. Short bow and nearly gets clipped by another strike.
Yeah, Jakey just avoided death right there. Jeez. Just by like a couple of inches. That's holy shit, man. This right here, this right here has to be at least possibly performance of the night.
Head kick. He's gonna let him back up to his feet. These guys got a little bit of respect for each other, but hits him right back with the same combo. Jakey doesn't have the same respect. Oh yes, he does. He's not gonna go for the finish. Listen, these guys doing some 8OX rules right here.
Both of them sending a bow of respect. Both of them circling on the outside, wondering how to engage back into the pocket. So that's one of the biggest issues when you exit the pocket. All of a sudden, that
pull elbow.
Well, bollocks.
I don't know, because Jakey hasn't really recovered so much from that hit.
I think any of them have recovered. I think they're just running on instinct and basic fumes there. It seems like their head health so low. The bodywork doesn't exist, I think, as you pointed out, Satch, and another drop with the straight. Uppercut comes in.
He slumped him.
Lovely job there by Keza. Not Keza, Jakey. Apologies.
I mean, that was just such a back and forth. Like I said, rock'em sock'em is the only way to describe that. Just in the pocket, hooks, uppercuts, hooks, uppercuts, and straights. It's about all you got from these guys out here. It was a boxing fight in the UFC.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really was.
definitely, man.
Did we even see any kicks during that fight? I don't think. Well, I think we
Obviously,
saw a
the
couple.
roundhouse kick.
Yeah,
That was
that's
beautiful.
about it, though. With that being
Yeah.
said, though, we move on to the co-main event of this evening.
The most anticipated fight, I will say, out of the whole entire card, we got EK Trixie versus my man, Killer Jake. Let's get it.
I know I'm not supposed to make predictions, but Trixie, he's been on a losing streak recently. I believe he's 1-2 in the ESFL. Just came off that loss in the Grand Prix. I think he's motivated. I think we're gonna see motivated Trixie tonight. I think he's gonna go out here and show everyone why he's the real Usman.
In the welterweight division, you've always got the McGregor pick, but it seems like Jake won't go the McGregor pick. With that being said, though, we see the classic Usman pick with Trixie, typically known for that strong Usman pick. We've seen it countless times within his 20th win streak run within PT, and so it's going to be interesting to see. We're just waiting to load into the game, and then we can get the fight on.
Yeah, just to point out, Trixie has fought 21 times, I believe, in PrimeTime.
22.
He's never lost back-to-back. Never lost back-to-back. I don't see it happening now.
22 times.
22. That'll
He's
be
20 and
23.
2. Yes, this is 23rd fight within PT history. Probably one of the most, thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just crazy within itself, man, because you never know, man, like how things can go. Killer Jake, I know that he was on a hiatus for quite a bit, and then he came back, and now he's just this force to be reckoned with now. So I think this is a good matchup.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I see it went with Leon Pick. Normally he goes Conor McGregor. Do you think you know why he switched it up and went with Leon?
Not entirely sure. Maybe he just wanted to check his different options out.
Yeah,
They
maybe
never really get into the mindset of Jake. Jake is Jake, and well, I think that's it. Jake is Jake. So whether he picked Edwards or McGregor, he probably has his reasons, but he probably won't tell anybody. So far, Trixie looking like the better striker, does go finally get a takedown, and with 3 rounds to go, this is going to be an interesting fight indeed.
Yeah, it's smart to pepper down the chin. You know, you stay on this ground for at least the first round. You can get a good chin damage, and then it makes your striking a lot easier.
I think that Trixie is going to be looking for control for the majority of this match.
Lovely deny there, start throwing the elbows. Jake looking for the hot sprawls fake, does get the half guard back though, and this is what you want to do. You want to work slowly, you want to work from half guard to full guard, and then start making your way up, even if it's just a reversal to then get a posture up, to then get the get up. It's just you need to go slow, steady, building yourself up, especially when you're dealing with someone as adept as Trixie on the ground.
Hey, shout out to Blue Smoke in the comments for subscribing for 2 months. Hey, shout out to my man Blue.
The chillest call out we've ever had, probably within the comms booth. But that being said, Trixie establishing that jab, the teep coming back in retaliation. Sad, you got to imagine that Jake's got to put on some kind of pressure within these next 2 minutes to try to establish himself as a viable competitor against Trixie's Usman.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You put on this pressure, you're going to be walking into a lot of these slip uppercuts and all the sort. I mean, he really can't even get in the pocket. Usman, every time he steps forward, he's meeting him with a jab or a teep to the body. So, I mean, Trixie's doing a great job right now of distance management. He knows his spot in this fight, and, you know, he's holding his ground well.
Axe kick, wild deck. Digs down to the body. The chin health of Edwards seems to be a bit sore. Both of them staying fairly well in the cardio game. Trixie on the back foot somewhat, but then he's coming to meet Edwards every time he comes to put on the pressure, so he's just allowing the back and forth gameplay to step out. He took uppercut, both in retaliation, a minute left on the clock, and both of them sneaking shots through each other's blocks.
Good lead kick there. I think Trixie's doing a good job of just kind of keeping them at distance with that double jab.
Yeah, I see Jake's doing it. He's been able to break this block a little bit and just chip away at that chin of Usman. That's what you got to do. Oh, beautiful pullback. Goes for the head kick, not going to land. 3 seconds left. You know, I think Trixie won the round 1. He had the good ground control. Stand-up was fairly even, but yeah, with that 1 minute of control time,
That was
that might have done
surprisingly
enough.
few actual significant strikes landed or even thrown during the course of that fight. Only about 7 to 8 either way, so I would definitely agree with you on that. Analysis set. Pudgy, what do you think Jake needs to do? 'Cause it definitely seems like this is Trixie's round so far.
I would say if I was Jake, I would start chopping
Not
down
have that happen to you, evidently.
Yeah, that too.
I think that was a jab, lead hook, straight. That was a beautiful, that was a Conor McGregor combo like that. That looked beautiful. Definitely caught Jake off guard.
Definitely.
And now this is smart. He got the, yeah, he got the stun. Now he's like, all right, now I just need to hold him down for the rest of the round. That's 2-0. However, Leon's able to get this sprawl with his back against the cage.
Okay.
Not gonna matter though.
Gets the deny on the back. In the back. Eh? That's what I was trying to go for there. We continues inside control and Usman's deadly. He's got crucifix and top mount options here. He managed to take it to half guard, and now Trixie's probably just going to work very slow. Maybe look for a top mount. So card control instead gets to full guard and probably going to work himself way out of this position.
Yeah, and Jake's not even been faking the half guard to full guard. He's just been going for it. I'm sure Trixie's kicking himself for not being able to get those denials, but you know,
Well, when
something
you
he can
play
learn
at this
from.
level, to be fair, if you fake, you're expecting a fake at least once. There we go, finally
Yeah.
gets to read on it and instead gets to the top mount with a denial at half stam's going to be an issue. This is going to be an interesting fight for Trixie.
Yeah, if he's just able to keep this top pressure, I really don't see him, you know, like Leon's not going to give him any trouble off his back, so right there, he finally get that feint. Both these guys just feinting the hell out of each other, building GA. I'm sure he's going to go for the side control pass here from Usman.
No, instead goes to the top mount. He wants his damage, and that's fair game. He just needs to hold the position to actually get the damage off. Maybe posture up a bit early instead of waiting for looking for it. Jake a couple of times trying to get denied, finally gets it, and Trixie just looking to build that GA to them pass.
He's just peppering those shots right up the middle of the face, too. Some good ground and pound there, and he gets right back down, able to maintain his position. Buck 30, left in the round.
Well, comparing this to an earlier fight with M-Town versus Holyfield, you saw the same thing. Jake had a bit of advantages in the striking. Holyfield had a bit of striking advantage, but Motown had the grappling. And this is the same case. It's a classic striker versus grappler, even if they aren't predominantly a striker or a grappler in this case, especially in Trixie's case, is that he's got a mixture of both. He's using this grappling to make sure he's taking it to a realm where his opponent isn't uncomfortable. That's what defines a high-level player from a low-level player, is being able to take it into deep waters where your opponent isn't good at.
Yeah. And it's not only that is he doing this damage on the ground, he's peppering the head away. Now when they stand back up, Leon's going to be terrified of that takedown. Every time they clinch up, he's going to be blocking low. You know, if he does a feint double leg, that's going to draw a lot of attention. So things like that, but he might just get the finish here in round 2. These left hooks coming in. Leon just able to survive.
Usman hits hard as well, and he's got a really good ground and pound start. I think it's like 97 or such, or about 95 power. He hits like a truck, and it's showcasing. 1 out of 6 significant strikes to Killer Jake. That's going to be something to not be happy about coming into this final round.
And even despite the striking advantage that Leon may or may not have, when your head health is this low, it's going to fade away.
Good leg kick by Trixie.
Yeah, but see, he's feeling comfortable putting those combos together because he knows even if he gets countered, there's not much Jake can do with this low head health. He's got to, Jake's being extra conservative, putting his pressure on.
Lovely job here, though, by both opponents. Finally gets clipped to the power of Usman. Usman coming to put on this aggression. That straight drops him again. The couple body knees. Lovely block there. Hook. It's just so depressing for Jake, I'd imagine, because you're fighting this oncoming storm who isn't going to stop at anything now. Your head health is low, and you've got the power to make sure that anytime you trade, you can just welt you down.
Yeah, or you can also lean into a devastating strike. The game's over.
Yeah, honestly, I think he's just trying to survive at this point, but he's still throwing those flying knees out. He's trying to do something just to get some damage off, but I mean, Trixie's just a very educated game plan. He's not sticking in the pocket. Now he's going high, low. That body's hurt, the head's hurt. He's still being educated. He's not, just overstriking. He's not leaving himself out to be hurt.
He's getting the stun with that jab. He's using it fantastically.
Oh!
Drops him with the strike.
I mean, that's the Trixie I remember. That was beautiful. Especially, he went down, got him hurt on the feet, or he got him hurt on the ground, and then when he got to the feet, very educated, was going high, low, using his feints. It was just a perfect mix of pressure and being technical. And I mean, there was really nothing Jake could do right there, backed up against the cage. Just that flurry came on from Trixie.
Damn. He got the end of the straight. And that was all she wrote, Satch.
That is correct.
That is all she wrote indeed. With that incredible fight between the co-main eventers of EK Trixie finally getting back into the win column, Killer Drake putting on a hell of performance, just even standing on the feet, with Trixie in some cases impressive, even lasting that long after getting grappled for so long. We move on to the main event of the evening at bantamweight, chosen by the champ LW Attican
versus Ned. Now, what do you guys know about both of these competitors here? Because I'm familiar with Attican, that he has phenomenal hands. That's
if I
all I
remember
really can say about
correctly,
that
Ned appeared in the most recent version of the season 2 PS Grand Prix. He made it quite himself well known, and from it he was very impressive. Attican's been around since the first PS Grand Prix, and has since then built himself up with the LW camp to be one of the more competitive fighters on the PlayStation side. So it's going to be an interesting back and forth fight between both of them.
Yeah.
So, Peter Yan Mir, we already saw this one earlier. Obviously, he's the best fighter in the weight class. No reason to shy away from using him. His boxing's fantastic. His wrestling's great. And that force of nature is something else.
It's a force of nature, Satch.
Well, he's also got as a beat trip. He's also got some good leg kicks. He's got some spinny stuff if you really need it. He's got a spinning back fist, a spinning body kick, and a spinning heel kick. So he's a good all-round fighter, as you say. Most people mention he's boxing, but he's also got those other little bits and quirks. The one thing he doesn't have is an arm triangle from half guard, which is kind of weird, but with a touch of gloves, here we are. Herb Dean doing it this time round, which is nice.
Finishing out the main event.
Ned lands a single leg pretty early here. Get this fight to the ground. Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea indeed. A change into the half guard side control suddenly, and now we're on to this entire interesting fight.
Faints down and goes out to get the back to his feet. I haven't seen that. Big knee to the head. Beautiful combinations. Puts him down on his feet. The challenger starting off strong.
Yeah, both of them are starting off well. Again, just getting that massive drop is already a confident boost. You're going to come into this, it's your first proper title defense of the season. You're going to be a bit nervous. That being said, both of them trading some spinny stuff coming in. Again, it's just this case of you just have to play calm and neutral, and then just look for the kill as the fight goes on. You've got 5 rounds to work. It's not druggy like it usually is, so got to make sure your cardio lasts for that as well, Pudgy.
Yeah, absolutely. As he comes through with the spinning elbow, it didn't land, but yeah, a couple of those would definitely put your lights out for the night. One thing I'll say about it's just a striking clinic right now, man, between both of these guys. Between Mr. Attican and Ned, it's always a hard one to try to judge, man. Especially you got 5 rounds going. As he not spinning kick. You know what I meant. Shit.
Jumping roundhouse.
Jumping
roundhouse.
kick,
Yeah,
jumping
thanks,
roundhouse. Bunch of different names, I think. That being said, though, both of them fire the combos. Ned's getting clipped a bit more by the Attican, but both of them staying fairly competitive with their striking.
Yeah, we see Attican targeting the body a little bit more, and I think he's looking to pull that. He does that jab right hook. He's trying to pull on it. So just pay attention to that as this fight progresses. So both these fighters are showing respect for each other, not just walking in aimlessly pressuring, coming in back and forth and trying to enter the pocket. Good 1-2 down there from the champion.
Yeah, both of them, as you said, they're just staying patient. Respect for each other is quite high. They're just looking to get past the block and start maybe just trying to sneak some shots in throughout their entire course.
And that outside, nice paint.
I just realized I've been looking at this wrong the whole time. So the champion is wearing red, the challenger in blue or in black. Okay, and I was a little mistaken the first round of this fight, but yeah, good round there from the champion, then Anakin.
Yeah, that's always the fun part about with mirror matches. Herb Dean is set off round 2, glove touch. I would say in this case, Satch, if you were Ned, what would you want to start trying to improving on if you think that you might be lacking in some aspects of it?
So right now he's getting pressured pretty hard. He's getting a lot of right hooks. I think he's got to look for at least either a counter strike or he's got to start targeting that body a little bit more. You got to look for some advantage. This is a 5-round fight, so if you can survive, that body work definitely comes into handy.
Mm-hmm.
And we only saw one brief interaction on the ground. Maybe try and take the fight to the ground. Beautiful body shots. He's taking my advice to heart. So maybe try and take the fight to the ground, see if you have an advantage there. He might be listening to the comms booth right now. Gets denied of the takedown.
Good switch kick.
Good. There you go. The pull elbow almost lands there for Ned.
Still a competitive fight. You see here that both of them still fairly high on the stamina. The bodywork definitely in the favour of Ned here. And Dan digs that body. Lovely job there.
That block is all the way toast for Ned. He's still pressuring. And that's what happens. The champion holds down his throne for one more fight as he gets the knockout over Ned.
That biscuit is buttered.
That's why you gotta be careful. He had no block. He ducked right into a uppercut, and that's all she wrote.
Man,
sometimes that is the way it goes. Just gotta be careful where you choose your body shots. In that case, it was ill-advised.
Damn, woo. Man, I will say that that was pretty damn crazy, boys.
Oh yeah, tons of fight of the nights, tons of knockout of the nights. I don't know how you're gonna be handing out these 50 Gs, Dana, but I don't wish to be you.
Yeah, you've had some fun fights tonight. You've had Trixie versus Killer Jake. You've had AJS Walker come out and just murder some poor Aldo. Mystic Mac with his competitive jab and Zombie with his other competitive jab. You've had Brady with an interesting carpet landing a 1-2 jab straight. Rantomouse with his intriguing grappling, to say the least. And throughout this entire card, it's been a very interesting fight night. But I think that describes it as a whole. It's been a very interesting night. Some fun fights, some peculiar fights, but I think it's to be said, we'll be back tomorrow, Monday, with Fight Night 23, if I'm not mistaken, headlined by
yours truly, Satchmo Lifers. Great miss. Tune in, see it, don't miss it. Monday at 3:30 p.m.
Oh man, hey man, I'll be tuning in, boys. Well, we're gonna be signing out of here. Satch, Doc, flying out.
Indeed, we are. Adios, ladies and gentlemen. See you tomorrow, 3:30 EST, and have a good night.